Hello everyone. I'm so happy to be back to walk you guys through this week's Alteryx challenge. We are tackling challenge 471 and we are trying to find our best job offer. In this week's challenge, we have a dataset with 6 different job offers and different metrics and different variables about those job offers. And then we have another data set where we have our home location in there and some constants. And the task is that we want to calculate the annual fuel cost and the annual vehicle maintenance cost for each of those jobs so that we can make an informed decision. And how we're going to do that is by doing a couple steps along the way. So we want to calculate the travel time to the office. We want to calculate the daily fuel cost, the vehicle maintenance cost, and how many days we will be in the office for each of those jobs. Oh yeah, and then at the end, we also want to look at our commute time, the annual travel time for each of those jobs. Then with that, let's dive into it. So I already opened the starter file here and I just run it and we can just have a quick look here at our data. This is our first data set, the constants, where we have our home location in latitude and longitude, and then we have a couple of metrics that we will need for those calculations. When I look at my other data set, you can see that I have 6 job offers for different companies and a lot of different information for those, including the office latitude and longitude, and then something like how many days per week we will be in the office for this job, how many days we get off every year, and the average speed that it takes us to get to that office. Maybe we're on a highway or on a urban or rural street. And then we also know a couple other metrics like the signing bonus, the workday lengths, and so on. Okay, so let's kind of break this down first. When I look at these 2 data sets, the first thing that comes to my mind is that I want to calculate the distance between those 2, right? I want to calculate the distance from my home location to the office location. I have latitude and longitude in both of the data sets. However, when I go to metadata, I can see that the office latitude and the office longitude, they are in the data type double or numeric. So first, what I'm thinking is I want to turn that into a spatial object so that I can calculate the distance between those 2 spatial objects. So let's do that first. You can use the spatial tool palette, or you can use the search bar to look for the tool. And we want to use the tool called Create Points up here in the left corner, because this will create spatial points out of numeric data that we have. So I'm going to attach this to both of my data sets because I know that I need to change both of them. I probably could have run it afterwards. In the top left, we want to change the X field and the Y field, so longitude for X, latitude for Y, to the corresponding fields that we have in our data set. So I'm going to choose home long for my longitude and home lat for my latitude. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my office data set. So I'm going to choose office long and office lat. Run. Now we can see here that at the end I have the centroid. I can't really see it right now. You can attach a browse tool and you could see it on the map. However, I don't need this for now, so I'm just gonna leave this for now. Now, the thing is that right now, both of my centroids, they're called centroid. If I bring those 2 data sets together, I won't know what are they called. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename those with the select tool in both of my data sets. So for the first one, I'm going to rename this centroid to say home location. And then for the second one, I'm going to rename the centroid to say office location. And now because we have that centroid, we can actually deselect the latitude and longitude fields because they are already embedded in our new field, just to keep it a little tidy. Okay, awesome. Now, as I said, now we want to bring those two together because we want to calculate the distance between the office and our home location. So I'm going to use a join tool. However, I don't really have a field that I can join on because the columns are very different between the two data sets. I would like to do a so-called cross join where I can join every single row from the data set to each other from the other data set. So in the end, I want to have this row that you see here. I want to have that attached or appended at the end for every single row of my other data set. This is called a cross join, and you can use a little trick where you use a formula tool for both of your data sets. And I'm going to call this a join key, and I just put 1 here. And for the other one, I do the exact same thing. I call this join key, and I just put a 1 here. Now what that does is it just adds a 1 to every single row in my data set. You can see that here at the end. And now I can join those two together on that join key, on the 1. So I'm going to specify join key in my left data set, join key in my right data set. I can probably deselect the join key because I don't need to see it at the end. Yeah, let's run this. And let's look what happens. So again, every single row in the one data set was joined to every single row in the other data set. So 6 times 1 equals 6 rows. Actually, I can deselect the left join key as well. And so now what we see is we still have 6 rows from the one data set, but at the end we have our office location attached to that. And at the beginning we have our home locations and our home information. Okay, so now that we have that, we can do the actual calculations. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to calculate the distance between my home location and my office location. I can use the distance tool for that. And you have to specify 2 spatial objects. I just had to run this so that it's populated. Okay, it actually already pre-entered those 2 because those were the only 2 spatial objects I have in my data set. So yes, I want to calculate the distance between my home location and my office location. I don't need the cardinal direction here, and I want the units in miles. Now you can see here at the end, I have the distance miles that it takes from the office to home and vice versa. Okay, now that we have that, we can make a bunch of calculated fields with a formula tool. That's going to be a lot. I'm just going to do this in one formula tool. You can also connect multiple formula tools to keep it separate, but I'm going to do this in one. So the very first thing that I want to do is I want to calculate the number of days that I would be working in a particular year. Because if you can see, there are work days per week. So most of my work weeks would have 5 or 4 days. But then there's also another column that is called days per week that I'm in the office. So if I'm not in the office, I don't commute and I don't need to pay for my fuel. So I need to take this into account. So I have the days per week in the office. And then I have another column right next to it here that says days off per year. Those are my PTOs and holidays and all of that. So I need to calculate how many working days I have per year. So I'm going to create a new column and I'm going to call this working days. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the days per week in the office. Oops. I'm going to multiply that by 52 weeks that we have in a year. And Yes. And then we need to subtract our PTO days. So then I subtract the days off. Showing you how that calculation looks. Run. Just checking. Okay, that looks good. Now, the only thing is, you see those minus 27? Because I never go into the office, but I take 27 PTO days. Now it said that it would be minus 27 working days, which is not true. I would want this to say 0, right? So I can just adjust this calculation really quickly by saying if this whole part, if this is smaller than 0, like if it's negative, then just say 0. Else, I want this whole calculation there. And if. Okay, now the working days are 0. Amazing. Okay, now I'm gonna calculate my annual travel time. It's kind of the task 2, but I'm just gonna do this right now because I don't need any other calculations for that. Because for that, all I need to do is I need to calculate the distance that it takes me to get to the office and the average speed that we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the distance in miles. I'm going to multiply that by 60, and then I am going to divide that by the average speed. I'm just going to run this really quick so just so you can see how that looks. So this is my annual travel time. Sorry, this is my daily travel time because I haven't taken into account the numbers of days that I'm working. And now if I want to make this annually, I can just wrap this into parentheses and then multiply that by the working days that we just calculated above. And you see that it shows me that in black because it doesn't recognize. I can't multiply a string. So just make sure that up here we change that to a double. Just checking. Okay, that looks good. That looks like my annual travel time. Now let's add another calculation. And for this one, I want to calculate the gallons that I need for each of the trips. So I'm going to call this how many gallons question mark. And for this one, I just need the distance, and I'm going to divide this by the miles per gallon. And this is how many gallons I will need. Then I'm going to make another calculation, which now with the and how many gallons we need, now I can calculate my daily fuel cost. So I'm going to do how many gallons, and we multiply that by the fuel price. Again, just let's make sure that we switch all of these to double. Always mix them. Okay. Okay, so now we have the daily fuel price. Now that we have the daily fuel price, or fuel cost really, we want to add the annual fuel cost. And for the annual fuel cost, we just need the daily fuel cost times the working days. Okay. And then the last calculation that we need is the annual vehicle maintenance cost. Now for that one, we need the cost, the maintenance cost per mile. We need to calculate, oh, we need to multiply that by the miles that we travel each day, and then we're going to multiply that by working days. Okay. Now, the only thing that we haven't accounted for is that right now we only calculate everything times the working days, but each working day has 2 trips, right? Back and forth. So for the annual fuel cost and for the annual vehicle maintenance, we need to calculate that times 2 or multiply that by 2. And then actually for the annual travel time, we do have to do that too. We'll wrap that in the parentheses and then times 2. I'm just going to zoom into these calculations just so you have them a little bit bigger in case you didn't follow along. So we have the working days that we calculate, then we calculate the annual travel time, then we calculate how many gallons we need per trip in each day, then we calculate the daily fuel cost. Technically, it's not the daily fuel cost, but it's the fuel cost per trip, actually. And then once we have that, we can calculate the annual fuel cost and we can calculate the annual vehicle maintenance cost. Now, if we run all of that, we have all of our metrics here at the very end. And now all we need to do is clean it up to match it with our output. So since we need 2 outputs, I'm going to use 2 select tools. I'm going to go to options up here and select and say deselect all because I don't want to deselect all of them by hand. I'm going to select my company name, and then I need the annual fuel cost and the annual vehicle maintenance cost. And then for the other one, for the other output, I'm going to do the same thing. Options, select, deselect all, just to save some time here. And then I'm going to select my company name and the annual travel time. Let's look at the output. So we have our companies, we have the annual fuel cost, and we have the annual vehicle maintenance cost. Now, if we look at the output, we actually realize that all of these are integers. So let's round them to integers. I could use a formula tool. I could do it in the select tool itself. But actually, since we have the formulas here, I can just adjust the formulas to return an integer. So instead of the string here, I'm going to use the integer, and for the annual vehicle cost the same. And for my annual travel time, I do the same thing, just so that everything is in an integer. Now, if I look at the output here, that looks good to me. Now we only need to compare that to our outputs. If I look at that, I see that it's exactly the same. Now, if I look at the annual travel time, I think I actually inflated my annual travel time a little bit. Actually, no, I have not inflated it. What happened is that I am calculating in minutes and the output here is in hours. So I'm going to add another formula tool here. Actually, no, let's go back to our formula tool here. Let's go to our annual travel time, and we can wrap all of that into parentheses and then just divide by 60 so that we have hours instead of minutes. This one. There you go. So now we have, yes, we're matching the output exactly. And that is how you solve weekly challenge 471. I love spatial tools, so let me know if you have a different way of solving this, and I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you so much.